Hello, and once again, super nice to talk to you, my LinkedIn network, and this time in company of Aléna Carré, who is the creator of the project Badass House. And this project is what brings us together here today in Galicia and into this interview so that we can really get to know what are the motivations behind it and what are the objectives of it, what's the main purpose of creating this project. So welcome, Aléna, to my camera, to my videos.
Thank you.
Super nice to be here. And just to begin with, I would like for you to introduce yourself and give us a brief description of your background.
Okay, so I'm 33 years old. I have a master's degree in tourism.
Yes.
But I'm not doing tourism anymore because I changed career just after the COVID. COVID changed a lot of things for me,
yes.
And I decided to become a UX designer. And then as COVID allowed us to work remote, I started to work remote and I wanted to be a digital nomad. So I started like from one co-living to another. I did it in Tenerife, I did it in Morocco, I did it here in Galicia. And I was feeling so good in a community because for me, a co-living is just not more than a place, it's a community. And I was feeling so good working in a community. I was like, I want to do something. I want to create something.
From the talks that we've been having, you've been mentioning that sometimes you get comments from men asking you, why only women? Why are we not invited to be part of your project?
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit more about that, please?
Doing the project and tell a bit more about my story and what we're going to do here is I received some comments, some talks about this, and from men that were asking ourselves, like asking me, what are we going to do? What are we going to talk about? So, but I think more than a comment and more than something like negative, I think it's reflection of their own will. They would love to be able to participate to a community of men where they can be also safe to be telling their stories, telling their trauma, and be okay with this, you know, like ever since we came in the house, like I don't have any shame to put a swimsuit in front of you guys. I don't have any shame to show my vulnerability or to share or to cry in front of you. In a mixed group, maybe I will not do this so quickly, so easily. It will take me some time. So I think going back to the like being surrounded by women is just delivering this feeling of you're safe, you can be vulnerable, it's okay, I got your back. I think men would love to have this kind of community as well, because what have they been taught like ever since they were born? You need to be strong, you don't need to cry. And this feeling is like also, I think, overwhelming for them. They would love to be able to be like, oh, can you have my back? I want to feel safe, you know?
Yeah. So maybe some men get inspired by this interview to create their own spaces, like not wait to be invited to a space, but just as you did, we don't have to wait until we find that community that fulfills that. We can actually go and create that community that fulfills our needs.
Actually, it's like I think it's the story of the creator of Airbnb. He started Airbnb because he didn't find a place in a country he was visiting. He didn't find a place to stay, and he decided to create Airbnb. I think it's the same for Badass. I created it because there was not such a thing already existing in the world. Maybe it exists, but not surrounding me. So I started like this. So yes, if there are some men that wants to start a community, I can give some tips.
Exactly. You can teach them from our experience and they can start on their own.
Yeah.
I love the word workation, right? Yeah. I love the way that you put it as a workation retreat for female digital nomads. So what is the structure of it? What do we do during the day? And what could people expect if they are interested in joining the next one, for example?
So, like you said, it's a workation. So we are here to co-work which is going to be the main priority. We need to get stuff done because we have our business, we have our work. So this is the most important for me, that you feel enough comfortable in your working life. Also being able to have some time to co-work, because there's a lot of space here. You can find your way, you can find your place to be able to work and be productive. You know, it's not like, as there's a lot of remote job that we see people working on the beach, or they work like on the bench and having the laptop on the lap. For me, it's not work. You can't be productive like this. Maybe some people can, but I can't. So I want to like provide this working place where women can work productively. They can also like share ideas, support, because the thing is, we are working remote now in our society, but we don't have colleagues anymore. We don't go to the office anymore. So there's no connection anymore. Being able to share your doubts, or you are not good at marketing, you want more clients, you don't know how to handle the Upwork filter. I don't know, it can be anything. We talk about this, and it's such a nice feeling to be able to talk about business stuff without like with the perspective of someone that do something completely different. So this is super important, like the work space. That's why I'm always choosing a place that has high Wi-Fi. That way I'm not going to have any issue with the Wi-Fi. And more than this, I'm implementing every day. But I also want, what I want with Badass is like, there's no rule. I don't want to put, I think we have enough rules in our society to just put more. So the idea would just like to, once in a day, we set up an hour, and we decide to meet each other together and speak about one subject. And we have a workshop, or it can be an open cycle with women, but we talk about one subject. And the one that I did like on last Monday, which was the reflection of beauty, started all the conversation that we had during the week. And it was so powerful. We just needed one, like more than an hour, you know, like how powerful one conversation can be between women. So like the workshop is really important for me.
Yes.
And also the activities that can bond people together. So it can be sports activities, but also like the embroideries that we did together. Like the embroideries, the workshop was 2 hours. We spent the whole day doing it.
Yes.
Sometimes alone, sometimes together. It was amazing. Like I didn't expect this. And I think it's a good balance of workation and community. Like, you know, like having a special experience of, you can work remote, but you don't have to work alone.
Yes, I love that. I love that slogan or motto that you have been sharing. Work remote, not alone. And it really touches me because most of the time I'm working by myself back in Colombia, in my own office, and I'm super well connected to the world through my work, through my colleagues. And at the same time, I'm super isolated because I'm physically working by myself most of the time. So this has been a great experience, and it's also kind of challenging to get back to living and working together with people when you have been used to it. But definitely, it's an experience that I would recommend to anyone. What are the profiles of the ladies that have joined this first edition of the Badass House project? So there's you, of course, as a creator.
There's you as a journalist from Colombia.
Yes.
We have also a French artistic director that is older than us. So for me, it's like, it was super important to have different backgrounds, to have different age, different nationality. I think the power of the community comes from this.
From diversity, but also like women that you would have never met in real life. Yeah, like in your day-to-day experience.
In your day-to-day experience, or at the office, or in the street, or when you go to a meetup, or if you go to sport. Maybe we would have never clicked, but here, yes, because we have the frame. So that's what I really love about this. We also have an embroideries artist, a Mexican artist. She's from Mexico. We also have a Spanish lady that is working for an NGO.
Yes.
we have meditation teacher, a freelance meditation teacher. She's coming from the Netherlands, but she actually lives in Spain. We have a lot of different backgrounds, and I think it's like it's creating the magic of, you have a story, I have a story, let's share it and see if we can grow together. And what I wanted to add is, like, for me, what is really important is, like, it's not a one shot. Like, the experience ends in 3 days, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna go to Germany.
Yes.
But we'll stay connected.
Yes.
And that's what I want. Like, the community is, for me, it's not a one shot. Like, we start offline, but we continue online. And then maybe we'll be able to continue the story physical in few months or in few years. And that's what I want to create.
Why do you think it's so important to have conversations that go beyond the aspect of being women and that touch upon issues that are relevant for the entirety of society?
This is something that I said during the workshop, I think, is like, I've never had any stories about the condition of women in Colombia, because I've never met Colombian people, Colombian girl before you. So for me, it was like so important to be able to have this conversation and have different backgrounds, because for me, I'm talking about the condition of women with my experience as a French woman living in Spain for 10 years. Like, it's going to be completely different than yours, but we share the same doubts, we share the same trauma, we share the same inequalities, we share the same stigmas, you know, and having like a proper conversation about the body, you know, like we face so many traumas that I think for me it's like urgent that we start speaking together and try to find a solution that it can be long-term and global and non-violent, you know. This is also what I want to say about feminism in general, which is a word that everyone is using like way too much. For me, it's like we are not angry at men. We don't want to fight with them. We just want to raise the voice and make them understand how difficult it is to be an entrepreneur, have the same salary, have some jobs, be able to manage the motherhood and the work. There are so many topics, and it's difficult. And I'm not like, I think we need to share the level of empathy. They need to understand how difficult it is for us, and we don't have I'm not talking about inequalities, but I'm talking about equity. You know, we can't be equal because we don't have the same body. You know, physically speaking, we can't be equal. I understand this, but the equity and the rights should be known. They should be aware of this, of the situation. So for me, like, this community and the kind of workshop and conversation we have is just a way to raise ideas and maybe find a solution that will help us feeling better in the society, and work with men, work
one-on-one.
Together. Yeah, exactly. Work together more than you have your shit, I have mine, and let's handle it, but separately. I think it's time to join forces. This is it.
Great, wonderful. Aléna, then to close this conversation, I would like to ask you to invite people who are still watching us until the end of our interview to join the next Badass House experience.
So you can follow us on Instagram. All the updates will be there. You'll be able also to see what we've been doing during these past few days in Galicia.
Thank you very much, Aléna.
Thank you.
It's been such a pleasure to be here this entire week and for the coming days as well. And if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to Aléna on her LinkedIn. I'm gonna add her contacts over here if you want to ask me any questions. Also, super happy to answer whatever doubts, or if you're curious about learning more about this experience, then I'm also happy to do that. So thank you very much for watching, and until the next time. Bye-bye.